Hello and welcome to your tarot reading for Friday the 12th of January 2024, and thank you for joining me. My name is Dee. So the three cards that I've pulled today are the Three of Candles, the Wheel of Fortune, and Judgment in reverse. So the Three of Candles in this deck, which is the Nightmare Before Christmas deck, corresponds to the Three of Wands. And the Suit of Wands is about action, and the Three of Candles, it speaks about action in relation to things like business opportunities, learning, travel, something along those lines. And the message here is that in some area, in one of those areas, you have been struggling to see the way forward, something to do with work, enterprise, travel, or learning, something like that. There's something where you have been struggling to see the way forward. Your path hasn't been entirely clear, and you've felt a bit held back for that reason. Now, the Three of Candles is just a reassurance that you're on the right path, but it's also indicating that the clarity on that path is now opening up. So you are now seeing, or about to see, what the steps are, what that path is much more clearly, how to get from your A to Z or A to Z, how to make that journey, and you're developing this clarity of vision where you are now going to be able to see the opportunities and the challenges that lie ahead of you, and rather than rather than traveling down a path where it feels like you're coming across these things unexpectedly. It's like you're being kind of battered by unexpected, kind of sudden obstacles or challenges, or you're suddenly presented with an opportunity, but you feel overwhelmed, like you haven't had the foresight to be able to take advantage of it properly. You don't feel prepared. That is changing. So suddenly, you're going to be feeling this clarity of vision, this clarity over, okay, this is how I get to where I'm going, and I can foresee the opportunities and challenges that are coming up, and I feel more in control over preparing for those, so I can meet them head on, with a sense of preparation and a sense of control, which is super positive. But the Three of Candles is also saying, okay, so yes, you're on the right path. You can now see clearly ahead. You now feel more prepared to meet whatever it is that's ahead of you. But there is capacity here for you to think bigger, to dream bigger than you currently have. So the path that you've set out for yourself, yes, it's the right path, but there is opportunity for expansion in terms of what you have been dreaming or planning for yourself. So whatever that is, whatever you're trying to achieve, whether it's a learning project or a work project or a job opportunity, or it could be overseas travel or an international job opportunity, whatever that is, that's great, but there's opportunity for you to kind of expand it, to max it, to pimp that ride, basically, to make it bigger and glitzier and more fabulous than you'd originally dreamed for yourself and set out for yourself. So bear that in mind. There is also an indication with the Three of Candles that there are opportunities for collaboration and cooperation with other people, which perhaps you hadn't considered or you weren't feeling comfortable with up until now. Perhaps you've been feeling quite precious about a project or an opportunity. You didn't want to share it with others because it felt special to you, or perhaps you didn't feel that you could place trust in others with regard to this. Please excuse me, I'm still croaky as I was yesterday. But the Three of Candles is saying there is an opportunity to increase your chances of success by collaborating with others. So, and placing a bit of trust in people. Obviously, exercise your intuition with regard to trusting others, but there is a sense of that here as well. Now, the fact that this is coupled with the Wheel of Fortune is really lovely, because the Wheel of Fortune upright is talking about, there's a shift in your luck, a shift in your fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is always turning. It's always turning. So it's talking about the fact that in life, whatever goes up must come down, must come up, must go down. We're that fortune is ever shifting. So we're not always on top. Sometimes we're not. But if we're at the bottom, rest assured, at some point we will be back at the top, and vice versa. And it's that shifting fortune. The fact that it's upright and in combination with the Three of Candles speaks to the idea that you are currently, this whole path that we were just speaking about, you are about to experience, or in the process of experiencing, a whoosh of help from the universe, a whoosh of support, like a sudden you're going to be swept along in a positive way. It's like you have the wind behind you, and it's like, it reminds me of that scene in Finding Nemo when Nemo meets the turtles and they're on that underwater whoosh that takes them on their migratory path. So it's like, but the Wheel of Fortune, it is that kind of, you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice, because the Wheel of Fortune is moving. It's always moving, whether you like it or not. It is that kind of constant motion that is the universe is in charge of. And so, it's that kind of, and what I love here is that, this skeleton is depicted on this wheel, and they are buckled up. It's like this buckle up message. Buckle up, because you've really got some power behind you now, to propel you along this path that we were discussing here. And this dream big message is like, if you do that, the universe has your back. It is really gonna pick you up and propel you forward with that big dream. So it's in your best interest to think expansively right now, because the universe very much is on your side. There is a shift in fortune. So if you felt recently like you were down in terms of luck, you were having a run of bad luck, or just fortune hasn't been on your side lately, then rest assured that if you're not already feeling it, you will very much be feeling it very, very shortly, because this is a daily tarot reading, so this is very current. And so, that whole kind of buckle up, seize the moment, cherish the moment, ride that wave, because, as I say, the wheel is ever turning. So, you know, you have to really kind of make the most of and take advantage of this energy when it's presented to you. It is that gift. So dream big, be open to ideas around how you might collaborate with others. You know, you have this fantastic clarity of vision, you have the support of the universe, you have this whoosh energy right now, which, you know, it will serve you to seize and, you know, milk for all it's worth. Now, this card, if we go over to Judgment Reversed, is the caution. It's the okay, so just be careful with this. So Judgment Reverse, if I show you the card upright, the image will help us to kind of understand the meaning here. So Judgment upright, because we're using the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck, what you can see here, this is Santa Claus, so Santa, and he is making his list and checking it twice. So basically he's making his list of who is naughty and nice, you know, which little boys and girls are getting their gifts. So it's that kind of energy. And if in reverse, it suggests that there is a self-criticism, a self-judgment. So, you know, you've judged, you're on the naughty and nice kind of watch right now, and you haven't been, you've been very critical with yourself, or could speak, you know, not to self-criticism, but to self-doubt. So it's like a negative self-view in some way. Either you're being critical of yourself, you're not cutting yourself a break, you're doubting your abilities. You know, it's that inner critic, those inner fears, that harsh inner voice that is coming into play. This is what can trip up the beauty and the potential and the opportunity that is promised in these two cards. This is what we need to look out for today. So, you know, I love the idea of kind of, who is that, you know, that inner voice? What do they sound like to you? You know, who is that? If we can like personify it, what voice is it? Is it your own voice? Or does it feel like the voice of someone else? You know, are we able to separate that voice from ourselves and send it to sit in the naughty corner with the dunce hat on? You know, face the wall, be quiet, because making sure that we can kind of isolate that voice and, you know, send it to the naughty step, send it to the naughty corner, put it in the bin, you know, kick it off the cliff. That is what's going to serve us and help us to really kind of buckle up and make the most of this fantastic kind of roller coaster energy. It's that roller coaster energy where, you know, when you're at the top of the ride, you can see for miles. You can see the entire path of the roller coaster set out before you, all the highs and lows of it, but you can see it. You can see what's coming. And it's that thrill and that energy, and no, you can't stop the ride. It is going whether you like it or not. You know, it's happening. You're on it. It's happening right now. But this inner critic, this inner self-doubt, or these inner fears are something to watch out for. Or it could also be around, it could be warning you to make sure that you are listening. You're listening to what, paying attention to the opportunities, paying attention to what's happening here, and making sure that you seize the moment. Like we were talking about here, you know, making sure that you seize that opportunity while you're at the top. Grab it and just go with it. Don't resist it. Don't ignore whatever is happening. Don't, you know, have a head in the sand kind of reaction to what's going, and just kind of like white knuckle this, you know, I resist, or I ignore, I can't hear you, that kind of hands over the ears kind of reaction to things that feel out of control, because it's out of your control, but it is positive. It's positive. So if you ignore the call, or don't heed the, you know, the call, or grab the moment, you know, go with it, go, just let go and let the universe whoosh you where it wants to whoosh you along this path that essentially that you've set out for yourself. It's something that you wanted, and you can now see it, everything set out before you so clearly. Let the universe supercharge you. Don't resist it, go with it. And yeah, literally, good luck. Good luck is on your side. Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you for another reading soon.